Good morning and a warm welcome. I'm glad you found Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. This is a daily live stream that I do twice a day, 7 days a week, every month, and every year. I've been doing this since October of 2023. I'm on at 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. And in the mornings, on weekdays, I'm on at 10 a.m. in the morning. And on the weekends, it's 8 a.m. in the morning. They're 1 hour live streams, and the time I give you is on the west coast of California. It's Pacific Standard Time. I broadcast live on a software application called StreamYard that uses YouTube to broadcast. Now, I've talked to over 2,000 people, pretty close to approaching 2,100 people. And that's 14 live streams a week. And I try to help and encourage y'all to get back your children and hang on to your family, because studies have proven the best person to raise our children are the biological parents, the parents that created the child. There was love when the child was created. And children do need their moms and dads. And moms and dads love their family. And all of you that come in here, over 2,100 of you, care. And I try to help. I try to resolve issues, to solve issues. I'm not a attorney, but I've been fighting CPS for 15 years. I too am a victim of CPS. They've torn me apart. I lost my forever home. I lost my youngest daughter of 6 children. And it's been hard. You know, it's been a long road. But anyway, I come here. Okay, we have a caller that just texted me and he wanted to um, text me here. Let me see who the caller is. It's Megan Wilson from Delaware. Wilmington, Delaware is where she's from. She's a mother at 45, 40 years of age, and she's really gone through the ringers only because she was once a foster child herself. And unfortunately, the data carries over. So if you're a foster child, it's so important that you expunge your records, that you don't have it continue on when you become an adult, because they'll hunt you down and take your own children that you have. It's sad how bad CPS has gotten. Now, good morning, Kayla. Kayla, good morning. And Kayla, I know you've been on my show a lot, and I forgot where you're from. Can you help me out by refreshing me where you're from? Dorothy Cook, I know you're from North Carolina. And it's not evening yet. It's still early in the morning. It's 10:11 a.m. I know where you're at, unless you're in some other parts of the world. It's 1:11 your time. So anyway, thank you for the God bless. And thank you, Dorothy, for being here. I hope the information I gave you last week helped you with the things that are passed on the 26th in North Carolina that's supposed to help reform the child welfare, all the 100 counties in North Carolina. Megan had asked me this morning, so Megan's first and then you next, Kayla. Yeah, that's right. You're in Milwaukee. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. And Megan, you can call me right now. And then Kayla, you can call me after Megan. Okay, so Megan, you can talk for 15 minutes, and that would be great. That'd be great if you could talk for 15 minutes. And then we'll have Kayla talk. So there's enough time for Kayla and Megan Wilson. Kayla's from Milwaukee, and Megan is from Delaware. Good morning, Megan Wilson, and welcome to my live stream. So, what's the latest that you and Christina have been doing?
Mental break because it's stemmed a lot of trauma and started messing with my mental health. So I also have some prior obligations that I am a part of a tenants union and campaign group here in Delaware fighting for housing for people because they're pushing people out into the streets with kids and the system is taking them. I have like that going on, and that I'm going to be confronting people at a meeting in city council. I'm going to be confronting city council members of corruption that they have been doing and stuff. So I'm trying to wait until after that day to go back and continue on and finish working with Christina about this. But at times I do need to step back and take a mental break and say, hey, your mental health is at jeopardy right now. You need to stop. And I didn't realize it at the time when me and Christina were talking. I didn't realize it. My nurse took the phone from me and ended up having to stop the conversation because my nurse seen me going down mentally and real fast. So she was like, no, you got to stop. Like, give me the phone. And she ended that conversation. But I texted her a little while ago, actually, and she, to see if she knew what you wanted to talk about, because I had just talked to you, so I wasn't sure if, you guys had talked and she had updated you on anything that you wanted to discuss with me, because she's free to do that. I give her permission to, update you, and then you can, call me or ask me to come on and talk about those things that she discussed with you. It might be easier for her to talk to you about it.
Yeah, the last thing that I remember when I talked to you um, what was happening was that um, you had mentioned that you're being evicted unfairly and you paid your rent, and they were trying. Oh, there's another lady that has a housing and is contingent on having children in the home, and CPS took her children. And I got confused. That may be Kayla. That may be her. She wants to call in. And so she may want to call in. Right. Okay. Thank you for the update. All right. Thank you so much. And God bless you, Megan. It's so good to hear from you. Okay. Well, if you type in exactly what it says, um, it should give you the link. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Understand, understand. Well, take care and God bless, Megan. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye bye. Okay. That was Megan Wilson from Wilmington, Delaware. And her problem was CPS kept her on drugs. She started being in CPS as a child all her life. And what had happened to her was they kept giving her drugs, and they still somehow involved at 40 years of age. But anyway, Christina Reynosa is a very kind woman, just like Dorothy Cook, who are taking their time to try to help me. And Intended Eve, hi, Intended Eve. Intended Eve is from California. And, oh, you are here, Megan Wilson. Okay, good. You found the link. That was good. You are here. Good. And so it wasn't you. Well, anyway, Kayla, you can call in now. Kayla, you can call in from Milwaukee. There is a lady I spoke to, and I speak to a lot of people, and I apologize. But this lady I spoke to was contingent of having a home in this housing complex if she had children. But apparently, CPS took her children, and now the landlord has booted her out, even though she paid the rent. It's sad how many different things are happening out there. And by the way, if you want to text a message, that's the format to use. That's the format to use. I do talk to over 23 countries, including the US. And I had Indonesia in last night. Gave me a beautiful emoji. And thank you already for the emojis. Thank you, Dorothy Cook, and thank you, Megan Wim, for the love emoji. I love that. And the thumbs up, Dorothy Cook. That's great. There's also smiley faces you can send me and stars. Please check the follow button to, follow me and write reviews. It's great. And also, if you want to be notified, check the notification button. Now, to text a message, make a question or comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside the United States, your country. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at so I can better understand it. You only have to do that once when you come in here. I'll try to remember everybody's story. But anyway, that is one way you can interact with this live stream. Okay, Kayla says she'll call in a few minutes. That's great. And it is government housing. There's lots of programs. You guys are all trying to get help. You're all trying to get help. So this morning, we Had Megan Wilson from Wilmington, Kayla from Milwaukee. Milwaukee, I think it's Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. Um, that was Kayla. And Dorothy Cook from North Carolina. And Infinity from California. And that's so far that we've had. Yeah, that's Kayla, Kalkay. I just call her K. How about that? We just call her K. K there. I'll try to get there. Besides text a message, you can also be a guest on my live stream. To be a guest on my live stream, email our show producer, who is Grace at vincentwdavis.com, with the day and time you want to be on our show. And that could be the Sunday morning show, or the Saturday night show, or the Friday morning, or Thursday night, or whatever, day or night, one of the days of the week. That's all you have to do. And she'll send you a link that you copy and paste on your browser. If you get knocked off, it's still good. You can copy and paste again. And then what you do is you can talk. You can talk about your case. And I can take up nine of you as a guest. 9 of you as a guest. And with me makes 10. So the most I've had about 4, but it'd be great to have all of you on. You can help one another. You get to see the comments, and you can help other people in the room. And the only thing that's asked is that there's no profanity while you're on as a guest or on the phone when you talk to me. There is we use no names of children, social workers, or judges, and there's no eating or smoking on the show. Now, lastly, you can call in at 626-698-0990, as Megan did, and Kay will shortly call in. And since we're having a lot of people calling, I'm trying to make the time about 15 minutes to talk. That way I can talk to 4 of you during the show time. But that is my number, 626-698-0990. And it should be set up to go. I did reboot my phone, and I know that it's working. I use a program called Vonage. It's an internet program for my phone. That's for my work. Then I have my basic phone carrier, and sometimes the two conflict. So I have to reboot the phone so the settings are okay. Um, so my phone is live, and right now Kay's going to call me in a couple minutes, she says. So we're waiting for Kay there. And I should also mention, let me reboot my phone. I don't understand. I've rebooted my phone so many times. Reboot my phone. I don't understand. Megan just called me, so I don't know why the phone will work. Um, Now the number Dorothy's put up at 626-698-0990. So my phone is rebooting. Okay. All right, the phone is live and my icons are here, and I'm going to Vonage right now to see who is called. See if I have any missed calls. There's just yesterday. I have no missed calls today. There's yesterday. There was 2 calls. It should be the only call I had today was Megan Wilson, so my phone's working. So try it again. It's if you're calling from a house phone and not a mobile phone, you need to use one. It's 1-626-698-0990. If you call from a mobile phone, you don't have to put one in there. So I don't know what phone you're calling from, Kay. If you're calling from a landline, you have to use one. You call from a mobile to mobile, you just type in the area code and the number 626-698-0990. Megan says you can have up to 9 people as guests on your show. How is that? There's an app you can download. You don't have to do anything. You just email Grace at vincentwdavis.com and she'll take care of the link for you. StreamYard allows 10 people to be a conference call, both cam and voice. And it's just little windows. I usually have 4 people at a time, but I can have up to 9 plus me makes 10. So that's what it is. Megan, try again, Kay. Let me see if I can find your number, Kay, and call you. Hold on a second here. I forgot what your area code is, Kay. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think this is you, Kayla. Let me try. I'm trying to call you, Kayla. Yeah, is this Kay? Oh, I'm sorry. This is Bob Pace for the live stream. I was trying to get a hold of Kayla in Milwaukee, and uh, yes, we've talked once before. I didn't mean to bug you. I was trying to get a hold of Kayla there. All right, thank you. Yeah, you bet. Okay, that was key. I saw the word K. I thought that was Kayla. So my phone is working, Kay, and you can call into me. You can call into me. Who's this one? This is Carrie Sampson. Nope, not looking for Carrie Sampson. This is Stevens. Okay, I know about that one. And this is Megan Wilson again on Saturday. That's Christina Reynoso. Um, who's this? Nicole, yeah. Kayla, I don't know what your number is. Can you try to call me? I am in service, so I don't know why you're not getting through. Remember, if you're calling from a landline, you want to type in 1 and then 626-698-0990. You don't have to download anything, Megan. You just write grace at vincentwdavis.com. That's fine if you want to do that, Megan. I just know a lot of times there'll be 3 or 4 people call at once, and I can only do one phone call. But as a guest, you can have up to 9 of you. So now Dorothy is sharing some information from North Carolina. She said that the bill I sent, HB 612, now they're trying to govern themselves. The North Carolina DHSS, Department of Human and Health Services, who's accountable for the local NC local CPS, now wants to take over instead of the federal government coming in. I don't know. I think the federal government is better than the state. I'm not trying to put down the state of North Carolina, but I really wonder. So you should tell me now. Well, Doge can still come in there, by the way. Doge has access to social services. Well, hang tight there, Megan. I didn't know that they have tornadoes in Delaware. Boy, hang tight. Severe weather. Okay. Well, you be careful there, Megan. Lightning and thunder, boy, you get a lot of excitement. It's not even the 4th of July and you already have fireworks. Wow. You're using a mobile. Well, it should work. Kayla, if you want to try to text me your number, I'll call you. If you want to try to text me your number, I'll call you, Kayla. Just text at 626-698-0990 your number and I'll call you.
afternoon, folks. Big folks.
Hey, good morning, David. This is David
Hi, buddy. How
Halago.
are you?
Pretty good. You're from, excuse me, you're from Santa Maria, California, correct?
Yes, sir. Good morning to all of you.
Yeah, good morning. You're live. Um, Kayla was trying to call in, but she couldn't get in for some strange reason. She just gave me her area code. So, and Megan is having weather problems in Delaware right now, hurricane and tornadoes and lightning and thunder and everything. So she's trying to do there. Yep. So what's the latest, David? Where you at on your case?
On the 15th, what we did, we did close the case and we let my child out. We just helped to go or we go to trial.
Now you've hired Vincent Davis, who is defending you, and and what's he going to basically? I think they're on a fact finding. They're making false allegations that your daughter's making against you for improper behavior, and what things have Mr. Davis discussed with you, or what is he? What is his game plan?
hearsay, false allegations. But now, now that the truth has come out, they're not so quick to admit that. So, I mean, that's a difficult thing.
So at first they did false accusations, but now they're changed their mind and it's now true allegations. Oh, okay. So she doubled down. She doubled down and she told the truth. Yes, that's the sad part about it. So if she said that she no longer says that you did anything improper to you, then they should release it. Are you able to see your daughter at all? Are you able to do any visitation with her? Now, why they refuse visitation? Why they refuse visitation? What is Vincent Davis? What has Vincent Davis said? Okay. Okay. Yeah, they are. They really are. You're so true. Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, that's the hard part. You're helpless in CPS. And see what David's doing for all your listeners. It's expensive, but he's retained Mr. Davis. Now, yeah, good. Yes, well, that's really good to share that, David. For all you listeners out there, I really encourage you. Now, Vincent Davis, he is his office is in Arcadia in L.A. County, and his typical hourly wage is $500 an hour, and a retainer for L.A. County, and this is just approximate, is $5,000. Now, it depends on the complexity of the case, how long the case has been going on, and where the case is. Because if he has to go to another state, he's got the airfare, he's got the ground transportation, he's got the accommodations, and then the food. And then she has to pay for a license for that state. So it is a little bit more. Like the other day, I gave a quote to a Georgia couple. It was $125,000 for Atlanta, Georgia. So it does vary. But if any of your listeners would like Mr. Davis to defend you, please call in to my number. I'm on the phone, by the way, Monday through Friday from 8 to 11, making phone calls of people interested in hiring Mr. Davis. I also call from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. So I'm on 20 hours a week talking to various people about hiring Mr. Davis. So if you're interested in a full blown attorney, and see, this attorney qualifies, there's two questions you always need to ask for an attorney. I recommend you get 3 quotes. And one of the quotes can be Mr. Davis. I give you that quote. But the other two, you want to ask the very important questions. Question one is that have you ever um, have you ever fought CPS, and are you a juvenile attorney, a family law attorney, and a dependency lawyer? If you're those 3 areas of law, juvenile, family, and dependency, that's what Mr. Davis is. That's what you need to ask the other lawyers out there. And the second question is have you ever finished your case? Have you ever sued CPS either in state court or federal court? That's important to find out if that attorney's a pit bull of attorney. He'll fight for you. And Mr. Davis has won millions of dollars against CPS. He's not afraid to fight for your rights. There's a lot of times the social worker will commit perjury on the stand in court. She'll lie. They're habitational liars. And the Department of Family and Children's Services, which is what CPS is called in LA County, does lie. They retaliate too. So, anyway, it's really important. I know a lot of you always talk about court appointed attorneys. They're great, but they're not going to win your case. They have no motivation. They're also very loaded down by CPS with over 30 to 100 cases, so they don't have time to fight for you. And they're not background trained.
Can I speak on that?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? You gotta be kidding me. I told him, these are false accusations. I didn't do anything. And I go, how is this gonna be? How can this possibly happen? And he told me, you're looking at possibly 100 years in jail. And it looked really bad. And I go, but these are just accusations. I mean, there is no evidence. There's no forensic evidence. This is clearly a child that's been coerced into saying this. And I told him, how can they just assume that I'm guilty? And he told me, well, basically, this is the way it is. And so he says, I've got 40 years of experience. And let me tell you, you're not going to be able to win this case. And if I was you, away and walk away from this before they attempt to get you on criminal charges. And I told him, are you kidding me? He's like, no. And he's if I was you, just hope that when she grows up, she'll look for you. And I told him, do you have a small child? Would you do that? Yeah, I've got 40 years, and there's no way that you can win in this case. And I told him, you know what? We go back into that courtroom. Just get me time, and I'm done. Because if this is not an effective counsel, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I mean, David pointed out what a court-appointed attorney is, and I can't believe he's still. Maybe that's the reason why he never wins his case. 40 years, long time. Most of the court-appointed attorneys have been recently hired by CPS. They're criminal attorneys. They're not trained in the area of juvenile law, family law, or dependency law.
People have to understand that they're all on the same thing.
Yeah.
In the wheel. They really have no passion. They're trying to help you. There's no incentive for them to help you. They just want to get the case closed and push you through and go on to the next one. I mean, that's basically it. These people have no heart. I'm sure that there's a few good ones out there, but they're few and far in between. And unfortunately, I've met a lot of people through this experience. And the way that they've been treated by their court-appointed attorneys is just horrendous. But, these are people with no funds, people who don't know any better, don't know the law, and just are limited with the resources. So what choice do they have? And these people lose their kids because it's a matter of money, and unfortunately, this is a great country, but the legal system is not fair. It's not balanced. It's about who has money and who doesn't. That's the bottom line. The dollar is what controls everything, and so how many innocent people are in jail because they couldn't defend themselves? They didn't have the resources. And so somebody, I hope someday, that has resources will bring more attention to the situation. And there needs to be some type of overhaul and some type of checks and balances for the child welfare systems here, because I mean they're out of control and they do what they want.
I agree. And the thing is that you point out, David, is that these are the kind of mentality. That's why I tell people you need to get a real attorney, because in David's case, he has a really bad case. And when you have individuals that think that way as court-appointed attorneys, you're wasting your time with them. And I have worked out a solution to getting an attorney. And that's something that I didn't really think about, because a lot of us, you know, um, sometimes don't even think, but you can get what's called legal aid insurance. Now, what that is that you can pay a premium, just like you do for car insurance, medical insurance, pet insurance, um, car repair insurance, appliance repair insurance. All these premiums, some will have deductibles, some don't. Some will cover a certain amount of money, but you have to shop around. But there is legal insurance that will cover the retainer. They'll cover the case of defending. Not only if you're involved in CPS, let's say you're involved in drunk driving, or you're involved in a hit and run, or you're involved in something serious. You need an attorney, because what's happened is that they're going to hammer you and nail you to the wall. Now, if you're like D.D. Combs or Donald Trump, you got lots of money, and money is not a problem, and you can go ahead and spend billions of dollars or millions of dollars. I don't know. But for all of us, if you just pay a monthly premium, and I think it's like $400, $500 a month, a year, divided over 12 months, it may be only $50 a month or $75 a month. But you'll say yourself, well, shoot, I hate to waste $500 a year. You never know when a legal matter is going to come at you. You don't. Especially if I had to do my life all over again, I would have gotten, on top of all my other insurance, I would have got legal insurance. So there is a solution to what you're talking about, David. There is a solution.
Well, it's sad, because they tell you these things happen. You better have a war chest, because it have deep pockets. Because if not, the system will steamroll you. And like I said, I've educated myself, unfortunately, through mistakes. And like you said, if you could have done things over again, and I feel that way to a certain point. But I've been proactive as well. But I've just got a friend that just passed the bar, and he was letting me know that all these attorneys, especially like the ones that court appointed, by law, they have to carry $1 million insurance.
Yes.
And so like if I don't have a case for ineffective counsel with this court appointed attorney, I don't know who does. So I'll see what happens at the end of this. But when this is all said and done, and I pray to God that I think that the outcome is going to be very good in my favor. I can't wait to write a review for that guy and expose him, because it's very sad. And I talked to other people that currently have him, and he's the same thing too. He's just dead weight. That type of person does not belong in that position. And but the thing is, who does the checks and balances? Who's the people who critiques somebody like that? That guy should be put off the path.
Right. Right.
People's family and life. And that's not right. Somebody needs to oversee that, and so he needs to be exposed.
Right, it will be there. David, I don't mean to cut you short, but I found Kay's phone number. I'm going to give her a quick call, because she, for some reason, can't reach in there. But thank you for calling me, David. You can call me anytime, twice a day. I'm around, and I'll help you with any question you have, David, all right? Right. Yeah. No, everybody's praying for you. Everybody's praying for you, David. You take care, and God bless you. You bet. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm calling now Kay from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hopefully. Is this Kay? Kayla? Yeah, this is Bob Pace with the live stream. I just got through talking to David. I've talked to Megan, but apparently you can't seem to call in. But I just called you real quick, and I got connected to you. Yeah, well, I'm glad too, because I know you've been trying to talk. Go ahead and why don't you start from the beginning and tell me your story, and then we'll try to help you. Well, you can tell me a couple of hints, and then I can sum it up. I just have sometimes bad memory. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, your two, the one that you have, are they two separate cases? Why did CPS open up a second case against you? Well, they need to provide you documentation. Are they not providing you documentation? Well, you can go to the courthouse and you go to the where your case be held and speak to the clerk of the court and say your name and that you'd like to know your court case number and all the documentation. They will have it on file on the computer. Then you get a printout, and if you're low income, you can ask for a waiver of the cost to print it out. Well, what are they accusing you of your first case? What do they accuse you in your first case? Neglect or abuse or both? They accuse you. And how old is that child in your first case? She's 5. Okay. And what did you do that was neglect, or what they led you to do that you're neglect and you were also abusing? What did they? What were the more definitive that they said? Okay, so you weren't able to give her food or shelter or clothing, bathe her, or do those kinds of things. What is the abuse that they said you did to that first child, that 5-year-old? Okay, so that you did some harm to her physically. Now, with the second child, what did they accuse you with that child? So they charged you with neglect because you said that you were out to doing drugs and you can't take care of your second child. And how old is the second child? A couple months old? Okay, and where is that second child, by the way? Are you still nursing that child? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, and I guess you can't afford a real attorney, right? Oh, well, it's really hard to believe there's not attorneys. I think maybe you need to do my rule number 4, which is how to use the internet. A lot of people mistakenly use the wrong search engine and they format the words wrong. My rule number 4 says you should try to use Google only. Don't use DuckGoDuck or Mozilla or Bing or uh, Edge or all the other ones out there because they're not set up right. Google was the first search engine out there, and Google has set up kind of a system about it. And the way you need to range your search engine, the way you need to range your words, you start off with the city, which is Milwaukee, and then you put Wisconsin, and then you put the letter CPS. Then after the letter CPS, you write down that you're looking for a juvenile law, family law, dependency attorney, and a bunch of names will appear. You'd be surprised. And from those bunch of names, you pick out three of them that you don't know from Adam, and that you call the office and you ask them. And one of the first questions you need to find out is that, are they a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney, and have fought CPS and gotten children back? If the answer is yes, you go to the second question. Have they ever, when the case is over, sued CPS in either state court or federal court and won money back? Now, that's a yes no answer for those two questions. If the answer yes for the first one, you ask the second question. If the answer yes, then good. You ask him then, I'd like to maybe have a consultation with his attorney. What are his references? Can you please give me 3 references? Then you get the references and you check them out. You talk to the people, what kind of attorney was. Then you meet with that attorney and you determine what his fee is, what his retainer is. And I only use Vincent Davis as a guide. He's $500 an hour. He's not the most expensive attorney. He's not the cheapest. And his retainer for LA County in California is approximately $5,000. But it all depends on the complexity of the case, how long the case been going on. And of course, in different parts of the country, it's different pricing. So if that helps you, you should be able to get at least 3 people you can call. And you can check out the reference. It takes work. See, that's the problem, is people sometimes don't want to spend the time. It's not a simple process, and you have to sit there on the computer and labor over it. But believe me, you'll find somebody in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that will help you in CPS matters. Well, you keep calling you keep calling 10, 15, 20 of them. There's got to be someone there. You've called 25. Now, have these 25 attorneys you've called, were they licensed and trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law? You see, that's your mistake. You see, if you're going to get an attorney, you have to get an attorney that fits that criteria. Otherwise, you're wasting time. And on top of that, you need to talk to 3 references for each attorney. 3 references. You need to call up and see what kind of attorney he was or she was. You need to talk to the references. I know that's hard. And I know that's hard. Yes, I am.
There would be a different quote for that possibly. If you were hiring,
Who you want to hire? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to, I would like to hire Vincent Davis.
Okay. Sure, I'll get you a quote. I'll get you a quote. Oh, I ask him. I'll mention that it's a Zoom court hearing. I'll mention that and see what he gives me. Okay. Well, that's what's going to happen, because they have to have, before a judge, they have to have a trial. Now, COVID was different. COVID was different.
Well, child case that is going to. But I know Georgette was looking at issues. So if that means hasn't got about 2 kids for 125,000. But that's not including he wouldn't have come here for anything that's not a child. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Well, he does coaching. He does coaching.
Oh, okay. Okay, well,
There's fees that he'll do for coaching.
okay. I would rather I feel more comfortable to have an attorney present than to be coached.
Oh, I understand, but I'm trying to right now look up dependent. Okay, I'm looking up right now to see what it is there. I have an attorney called Redding and Singer on Martin Luther King Drive in Milwaukee. They're open 24 hours. They might able to help you. I'm just looking at all the attorneys in Milwaukee that fit that criteria.
Okay.
And there's right now, it looks like there's several of them that you can look it up. What I did is that I went on Google and I typed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, CPS, juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorneys, is what I did.
Okay.
And you can try that and see if that helps.
Okay.
I know that it takes some time. There's no question about that. But that didn't take me that much time. But you got to make sure you're in the Google browser. A lot of times people will be in the Bing browser. And you just go to google.com. And you go to their browser, not Chrome, but Google. Google.com. And when you get there, you type in and you do Google search. They include reputable firms, our Kinster Law Office, the Herrick Law Office, and the Ritter Law Office. There's 3 of them right there. There are 3 that pop up. Have you talked to those? Have you talked to Kinster Law Office or Herrick Law Office or the Ritter Law Office? Have you talked to any of them? Well, I just they will come up there, and all you have to do is you go through them and you look at them, you look at their face, they have a picture, they have a phone number, then they talk about their juvenile, criminal, DUI, and family. Some of them are well diverse, some are not. It's very important that you have juvenile law, family law, and dependency law stated in there. Some don't have pictures, some are women, some are guys, but the page is full of attorneys in Milwaukee. Now, I don't see any, so far, I don't see any black attorneys. Vincent Davis is half Japanese and half black. His mother was Japanese, his father was black. And, he's a good one. But I'll ask him how much he would charge to do Milwaukee with Zoom. Well, now, are you telling me that their hearings are in Zoom with a judge, or how's the Zoom done there?
So with
Well, that's your mistake. First of all, you're not required to have a commissioner. Commissioner, well, you need to tell them, I don't want a commissioner to decide this case. I want a judge deciding this case. Well, you bring it up to the commissioner. But the problem being is that he probably asked you at the first meeting that you met with him. Okay, if he's never asked you, you have the right to tell, you approach the bench and you say, Your Honor, because a commissioner is a temporary judge. There are people that want to be a judge, but they're not a judge. You tell Your Honor, I want a judge to decide this case. In fact, better yet, some states have jury trials with CPS case. And if you get a jury trial with CPS, then you should ask for that. You should ask for that. A lot of people forget. They let them dictate you. You need to put the shoe on the other foot and you do the dictation. You tell them, hey, look, I want a jury trial. Now, I don't know if Milwaukee CPS allows jury trials. I do not know that. But some states do. A jury trial. That's where your peers decide if you're guilty or not guilty.
one of them was the only I asked him because the investigations are false. And had I known at any point in my first child case that I could ever ask for a trial, I would have asked for one since the first hearing. Every single hearing I would have asked for one. I was never told that.
Well,
completely screwed.
Well, yeah, because you don't know the right questions. You see, you're helpless. That's why CPS takes advantage of you. They hope you'll take a court-appointed attorney. They hope you'll do a commissioner and stuff. You are required to have a bona fide judge. A commissioner, is only used because their area is very congested. They have too many cases. And a commissioner is nothing more than an attorney. And the commissioner is not a judge with experience. You need a real bona fide judge. And you need, if that state allows it, a jury trial. That's where your peers will decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. Because they're going to try to terminate your rights. They're not going to do family reunification, and they're going to try to say you're guilty in all these accounts. Not right away. They have a procedure, but the problem is if you don't know the procedure, you're going to get lost. You need to spend a lot of time, 80 hours, 100 hours on the internet, researching it. Well, you're going to have to spend some more. Now you start again at Milwaukee, Wisconsin, CPS, and how, and then you after that you put in there, what are the steps? What are the steps is all you type in. And when you type that in, you'll see the steps that they talk about. Or after the word CPS, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, CPS, you put in there, is there a jury? Can you have a jury trial? Can you have a jury trial? So these are questions you need to find out. And they're probably things you don't think about. Or you right after CPS, how do I get a real judge? Can a commissioner work a CPS case? These are questions you need to find out. Go ahead. Well, you want to be what's called dependency court. You need to ask them if you're in the right jurisdiction. It's the court, it's family court. Now, if you want to go into drug court, that's not going to help you. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to dispute that. Yeah. Well, the problem is when you have an attorney, you cannot speak to the judge. When somebody has an attorney, you have to go through them. If you want to do pro se, you need to get rid of that attorney. You accepted an attorney, you have to go with that attorney. So what? Yeah. 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 Okay, I tell you what, Kay. I'm now went way over my show time. I'm supposed to end at 11 o'clock. It's 11:20. My running time says 1 hour and 13 minutes. So I went over 13 minutes of my running time. But that doesn't mean we have to stop here. I will try to get a quote as best as I can for you, Kay. Okay. Um, since you talked to me on the phone, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk to Vincent Davis directly for 15 minutes for free. All you have to do, Kay, is give me your full name, your email, and your phone number, and um, um, I'll have my show producer set you up a time with a 15-minute private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. He's a real attorney, and you ask him the legal things. I will still try to get that quote for you and see what he has to offer me. But could you do that for me, Kay? And then also, can you call in again tomorrow or the next day or tomorrow night or tomorrow morning? Because I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. I'm on again tomorrow morning at 10. It's 10 to 7 during the week. And it's 8 and 7 during the weekends. All right? Go ahead. You have to put your full name, your email, and your phone number. The phone number you want to be called at. Well, it's going to be expensive to do separate cases. So, um, you know, uh, but I'll ask them as a coach. But the thing is, I don't know what kind of court you're in. You're first of all being talked to by a commissioner who's not a judge. Second of all, you're in children court. You're not in family court. Well, it should be dependency court because this dependency is the law that you're in there. But you need to look up the word dependency. The, you know, but you need to make sure you're in the right venue. But anyway, you text me the information at 626-698-0990. But I do have to let you go here, Kay. But thank you so much for talking, and God bless you. It'll work out. Now, for the rest of the people in this room, I want to thank Dave Hilago from Santa Maria, California, who has a terrible case with his daughter making false allegations that later she recanted. And Dorothy Cooks is from North Carolina, and she's been helping out a lot with this room. Megan Wilson is from Wilmington, Delaware. And of course, Kayla is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And who else I'm forgetting? Intenda Eve, thank you for helping out. They're from California. And let me see who else I have here. I think that's everybody's been talking in here. They've been helping us. Dorothy's been helping. Megan's been helping here, answer questions back and forth on the live stream here. Oh, Cruella. She's from Oxnard, California. And she just said she sent an updated document from Christina Reynoso. That's good to hear, Cruella. She's fighting her case is pretty bad. They're trying to evict her out of her mom's home, and her mom's missing, and her two boys are with her dad, and he won't give them back. So I'm glad to see you here, Cruella. She comes in here twice a day all the time. A lot of you are my family. I'm so glad that you do come in and so forth and talk in the room and help one another. I have a new person called Angel. And you just said, I'm ready when you are. I don't know what you mean by that. If you want to call in, they have people waiting to see if I show up. What is your case, Angel? I have no idea. You need to tell me where you're from, your city or your county and your state. And if you're from outside of the United States, your country. Now, yeah, I'm Heather Key. Glad to meet you, Heather Key. But my show time's over and I have to go. But Heather, please come back to my 7 o'clock show tonight at 7. You told me to be ready for your call. If I was supposed to call you, I apologize. After my show ends, you can call me at 626-698-0990. I will talk to you about hiring Vincent Davis. Anyway, I do got to go. Kay, thank you very much again. And all of you, please fight for your children. Don't give up. And be a part of my family and come here. God bless you all. There'll be a brief message from Vincent Davis as soon as I hang up. All right? So great day ahead of you, and see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last